Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. This is a new episode from the Color Layering series with Hero Arts. Today I'm focusing on the Calla Lily layering stamp set and making simple sympathy cards. Hi everyone, I'm Yana Smakula and I'm hoping you'll enjoy this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell too to be notified of every new upload. In this one, which is a part of the Color Layering series, we are taking a closer look at the Color Layering Calla Lily stamp set from Hero Arts. Join me as I test several color options and layering options for this set and make two handmade cards. Here I've already stamped and cut out the flowers and have several options to show you. Now these two flowers, for example, the outline was stamped in black ink. And you can see how different they look when compared to the flower in the middle. Black outline gives a lot more contrast compared to the outline stamped in the darkest shade of the same color. In this case, it's mulled wine. The other layers were stamped in rose madder and soft pink. For the yellow flowers, I stamped the black outline for all of them, although I could have used a dark brown ink if I wanted to. Now here on the pink flowers, the colors seem a lot more vivid when you've stamped the outline in black versus the darker shade of the same color. There's a lot more contrast, and you can see that on a finished card as well. The black outline flower just seems more vibrant. On this flower, I did not use the layers that come with the stamp set, but I colored it using my Copic markers instead. And this is also something that you can do when you have a layering image and there's an outline to it. I used RV34, RV11, and RV10 markers for this. It was very easy to color the flower. I followed the layers stamped on the other flowers to see where to add shadows. And the only difference I have here is I preserved a white highlight on the petals for more contrast. There's no white highlight on the other petals as the stamp set doesn't give you one. So I have the highlight here and also here. The same I did for my yellow flower. The two flowers were stamped in black, butter bar, and pumpkin pie ink. And this flower was stamped in black, and then I used Copic markers to color it. The colors I used are Y17, Y35, Y11, and Y08. You can take any of your color layering images, stamp just the outline if there is an outline layer, and color that image using your favorite coloring medium for a slightly different look, and also to have more use of your stamps. The leaf in this stamp set doesn't have an outline layer. There's a solid and the detail layer to this image. I used various colors of ink here: green apple, moss, field green, and forever green. So you have a lot of options with this stamp set and many ways how it can be used. Let's go ahead and use these stamped images on a few cards. I'm going to start by stamping a background on white cardstock. I'm using my Misty tool, and because my paper is cut smaller than my stamp, I'm using washi tape to make a holder for the paper to stick it inside the Misty to make sure that it stays in place while I do my stamping. The stamp I'm using is Ocean Waves Background. It's a nice, subtle background that's going to add a little bit of interest to my card. I removed the black cushion from my Misty as I'm using a cling stamp and I don't need it there, and I'm ready to stamp the background. The ink color that I'm using is soft brown, and I'm going to stamp this a few times to have a nice background for my card. Next, I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5¼ inches as I want to adhere this background to a colored card base and have a little bit of that color show through. I've already planned the image placement on my card and I took a photo of that with my phone. So I'm going to use that to arrange the images on the background and adhere them to the card. I also have a clear block with a sentiment already mounted, and I'm checking here to make sure I have enough room on the panel in between the image clusters to fit that sentiment. I used foam adhesive squares and also glue to adhere these pieces in place, and having done that, I trimmed the axis using scissors. I also stamped a simple Peace and Comfort sentiment in black ink and adhered the background panel to a pink card base. The card base was made using Hero Arts Azalea cardstock. Now, while my card is a sympathy card, You can use these images for other occasions as well. I try to use the sentiments that come with the Color Layering Calla Lily stamp set to make my cards, but you of course can use other sentiments from your stash. I also stamped a little banner that reads "Sending" as I wanted to add that to my card. Now this comes from a different stamp set from Hero, the Smile Stamp and Cut. And then I embellished my card using sequins from the Champagne Sequin Mix. It's my favorite mix to use to dress up these cards. For my second project, I wanted to stamp a background using just the leaf image from the Calla Lily stamp set. It's an old trick, but still one of my favorites. I used moss ink for the base layer of the leaf and simply stamped the image, turning it each time I made an impression to fill the entire background in. I also double stamped these images as my ink pad was a little bit on the dry side and the first impressions didn't come out as nice as I had hoped they would. For the detail layer, I used Forever Green and then simply stamped it over the leaves to complete them. I love to create backgrounds of this kind. They are easy and quick to make. They always look impressive on cards. And they are sort of unique because you're not using a background stamp. Instead, you're making this background yourself. I trimmed my background down to 4 by 5¼ inches and also made an A2 card base for this card using mustard cardstock from Hero Arts. Having arranged the elements on the card front, I adhered everything in place once again using glue and foam adhesive squares. I've already die-cut a circle and stamped my sentiment there, framing it a little bit with the help of the detail layer, the detail leaf layer, stamped in watermarking for a tone-on-tone look. This card was also decorated using champagne sequins from Hero Arts to complete it. So here's a look at the 2 cards I have for you today, featuring the Color Layering Calla Lily stamp set from Hero Arts. I hope you'll give this idea a try using these or other stamps from your stash. If you do, please share online and tag me. I love seeing what you guys are making. On the screen, there is a link to a playlist with all of my color layering card videos. These have a ton of tips on how to layer images and have fantastic results. Subscribe now not to miss any new card making tutorials. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. I'll see you next week.